How's it feel now?
Still a little tight.
Well, it's not the fabric.
Maybe I'm just getting a little bigger up there.
Well, you been working out lately?
Yeah, actually a lot.
Okay, take it down the stand, have him let it out a quarter of an inch. A quarter of an inch.
Only a quarter?
A quarter of an inch.
Will do.
Hi, Leslie.
Hi, Mrs. Forster.
Just the one I want to see. What's this about Dad going to Europe?
Oh, your brother invited him to the concert. He's going. He's thrilled.
Really? What a lucky man. I'd love to have gone myself.
I would have liked it as well. Look, I have to talk to you about something.
What?
Sally Spectra.
Two very dry martinis.
Oh, thank you, my darling. Here is one pour vous.
Merci.
And one pour moi. Oh, listen, honey, don't be a stranger. Come back and see us again in about half an hour, huh? Well, Mr. Forster, did you ever dream anything like this would happen? I mean, here we are seated side by side on an airplane, having martinis at 38,000 feet.
No, I never dreamt this would happen.
To tell you the truth, neither did I. But here's to our talented children, and to their great success. And here's to all the fun you and I are going to have.
They're good, aren't they?
They're the best I ever worked with.
Great attitude, too.
I don't know anybody who works harder.
In a few hours, it's all gonna pay off.
I hope so.
You ain't worried about this concert, are you?
Well, something this big? Yeah, I better be worried or I'm not doing my job.
Navarone. We're sold out. We're number one. Just sit back and let it happen, babe.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right, huh? It's up to Macy and Thorne now.
I know they're gonna come through big time. Look at them. Good-looking couple, huh?
That makes you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, this image of theirs, two star-crossed lovers. Maybe it's not an image at all, huh?
You know, I'm glad we're using the old charts, because if the band is as good as Don says it is, then they'll all be able to handle it.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Hey, let's try and get some sleep. What do you say?
Hey, have you noticed those two back there?
Oh, Don and Gordon giving us the eye? Yeah.
I think they're worried about the franchise.
This is their first big concert, too, you know. I'm gonna buy you some stock in that tea company.
Yeah, I guess I drink enough of it, huh?
How's that tickle in your throat?
It's no problem.
This is something, isn't it?
What's that?
What we're doing right now. Kind of like creating a memory. We're never gonna forget any of this, Mace. The plane ride, the concert, everything that's gonna happen in the next couple of days, we're gonna be telling our kids about this someday. Our first big concert.
Our kids?
Did I say kids? I meant our friends.
Oh. You know, we used to talk about having children someday. Remember?
You better take it easy on that, Sally. This stuff packs a wallop at this altitude.
Oh, forget it. I thrive on this stuff.
Yeah, but you're going to be introducing my son and your daughter at this concert.
I know, but I was born for the center ring, so don't worry about it.
What are you going to say up there on that stage in front of thousands of people? What are you going to say?
Oh, I don't know. I thought I would start with kind of a brief history.
History?
Yeah, you know, all about my brilliant daughter and her past and all of her accomplishments, and of course Thorne and his past.
No, wait,
and all
Sally. This is like a rock concert. I don't think they're going to want to hear all that.
Au contraire, Mr. Forrester. That audience is going to want to hear everything I have to say.
Yeah, we used to talk about children. We used to talk about a lot of things.
And we stopped talking altogether.
Crazy times.
I bet you thought you hooked into a real winner when you met me.
Oh, come on.
Oh, really? I mean, you were a stable guy until you met me. And then I caused you a lot of pain, a lot of unnecessary pain.
Well, you have more than made up for it.
Not yet.
Oh, come on. I wouldn't be doing this concert right now if you hadn't practically begged me to do it. I didn't want anything to do with it, remember? God, I was a stubborn fool. I mean, this is me. This is what I do best, and I love it. I would rather be singing with you than anything else in the world. And you tried to show me that, and I just want to thank you for giving me such an incredible gift.
I tell you what. Why don't you save those words for after the concert, huh? It hasn't happened yet.
But it's going to happen. Nothing is going to stop us now. Nothing. So come on. Let's get a little shut-eye so we can sing. You okay? Have some more tea.
I think I'm allergic to this blanket. Excuse me.
Sally, what about her?
She's responsible for Connor Davis defending Dylan.
What?
I believe she's paying his legal fees.
Sally's footing the bill.
Yes.
I don't get this. What's her interest in all this, Mother?
What is always her primary interest in any of this?
Humiliating you and publicity.
Exactly, and it doesn't matter whether it's good publicity or bad publicity, but for us, it would be a tremendous embarrassment.
You're damn right it would be embarrassing.
If the media latches on to a statutory rape trial involving this family, I mean, well, Dylan brought it on himself. He had sex with a minor, and he's broken the law, so...
So now Sally's capitalizing?
I wish you could have been at the house yesterday and seen Jessica defending her.
Oh, my God.
I honestly believe that Sally's trying to turn Jessie against me. She stood in my living room, and with the most self-righteous attitude, she turned and said, "You leave these kids alone. They're in love."
I would have killed her. Killed her?
Believe me, I wanted to.
I'm going to talk to her, Mother.
You can't. She's on her way to Rotterdam.
Sally's going too?
Yes, they're all on the same flight together.
Dad and Sally are on the same plane together?
That's why I chose not to tell your father anything about her involvement with Jessica and Dylan.
I will have the steak au poivre with a little bordelaise on the side. Very rare.
And you, Mr. Forrester.
I'll have the sea bass.
Oh, come on, Eric, live a little.
I like seafood, Sally. I will have another martini, though, please.
A very good idea. Make it two.
I'll get them right away.
Now, admit it, Eric, this is fun.
I've had worse times.
Well, these times are only going to get better, I can promise you that, because this trip is going to bring Spectra and Forrester up close and personal.
Here you are.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
There you go. Thank you. This one is for us and our great good fortune at having such talented children.
I'll drink to that.
You know something? I'm enjoying this.
What's that?
Spending time with you outside the hallowed halls of Forrester?
Well, we're in a plane, Sally. We don't have much choice.
Oh, come on. You're enjoying it. Admit it.
I'm one to rise to the occasion.
Oh, yeah, well, this is one hell of an occasion to rise to, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would say so. So, who's running the store?
Oh, I got my chain of command.
You're having a very good year.
The best.
The Grand Diva line. What a concept.
Yeah. Brilliant, isn't it?
Is that your idea or you designed it?
My designer, Anthony Armando, Spectra's resident genius, with a little inspiration from me, of course.
No doubt.
Yeah, this is really something, isn't it? I mean, who would have thought it was possible? Here we are on the same airplane, as a matter of fact, seated side by side in the same row. Two of the most successful and famous fashion design houses in the entire world.
Well, that's overstating it just a little bit, Sally.
No, what are you talking about? Forrester Creations, top of the heap, a Haute Couture, Spectra Fashions, picking up the rest of the market. It's great. Hey, can you imagine what we could accomplish as a team?
As a team?
Yeah, as a team. Think about it. If we merged our assets, huh? Can't you just see it? Spectra Forrester?
Spectra Forrester.
Yeah, it'd be great. Spectra Forrester with a name like that. Eric, we could have our faces on the cover of every fashion magazine in the rag trade. We could have boutiques all over the world. Hey, with the name Spectra Forrester, we could be featured on the Goodyear blimp.
Hovering over the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The Grand Diva Dirigible. Now, that gives you something to think about.
Well, at least it's nice that we can share a laugh together. We weren't always able to do that.
No, that's true enough.
Well, maybe we better enjoy it while we can. We may not be able to do it again once this trip is over.
Why would you say that?
Oh, I don't know. No reason.
Sally. I could learn to tolerate you if you could learn to stay out of mischief.
Oh, Mr. Forrester, honey, I'm sorry. But mischief just naturally follows me like a good man after a bad woman. Tell me something. When's the last time you spent a night in a hotel room without one of your wives present?
Sally, please.
Oh, Eric, come on. We're 8,000 miles from home. Locations don't count. Listen, 8,000 miles away from anybody who has to be told anything. Now, I don't know about you, Mr. Forrester, honey, but I left mine at home.
Your what?
My inhibitions, Mr. Forrester. My inhibitions.
How you doing?
Hey, Gordon.
Macy okay?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
She was coughing pretty bad.
Well, it's this wool blanket. She said she's allergic to it.
Well, you two were married. This ever happened before?
Gordon, relax. You and Don are like a couple of little old hens. You know that?
Thorne, we're talking about a major concert here. Sold out stadium.
And we are going to make you proud, my man. I want this worse than I've ever wanted anything. And you know what? Macy wants it even more.
God, this pain is getting worse. Do this for Thorne. I'm gonna do this for Thorne. I've got to remember that.
Trapped on a plane for 10 hours with Sally Spectra? I'd say that qualifies Dad for combat pay.
I suppose you're right, it does. Fortunately, he's seated with your brother, so they'll have a chance to spend some time together.
That'll be good for them. They haven't had much chance to see each other lately.
No, your brother has really been preparing for this concert, hasn't he?
And he's been spending a lot of time with his singing partner.
Are you telling me that they're becoming close again?
I'd say that's fairly inevitable, isn't it?
Well, what do you think about that?
Mother, those two can't get over each other. They keep trying, but it's not working.
Well, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I'm not sure it matters. Thorne's gonna do what he wants anyway.
Do you think that Macy would take him back?
Are you kidding? Macy would do anything for Thorne.
Well, I guess your father can give me a really good perspective on that when he gets back. He'll have spent some time with him.
You think Sally's silly enough to tell Dad she's funding this effort?
Oh, I hope not.
When you know what that would do? That would start a war.
Well, I just hope they stay away from one another while they're on that airplane.
No, I can't do this. It's way too
No,
serious.
no. Look, I got it. Do this. Okay, write this down. I'll come out there and I'll say, ladies and gentlemen, music lovers and fellow sophisticates, you know, something like that, from the land of Sonny and Cher, Warren and Annette, Demi and Bruce, Sean and Madonna,
No,
direct
you can't
on the
do
cover.
Sean and Madonna. That was over years ago. Besides, look, you're making Thorne and Macy into legends. We can't do that just yet.
Well, Eric, that's exactly what they're becoming.
You know, you're putting enormous pressure on them.
Oh, no. No, they're so talented, they're oblivious to pressure.
Yeah, well, I'm not. I just want this whole thing to come off perfectly.
It will. It's got to. They've worked so long and so hard, they deserve every minute of their glory.
Boy, they do, don't they? And we haven't exactly helped them along the way, have we?
No. No, I guess we haven't.
Sally, let me ask you something. If Thorne and Macy are able to patch things up, I mean, if they're able to put their marriage back together, do you think it's possible for Spectra and Forrester to somehow come to some sort of an agreement? Some kind of an understanding for our kids, so they're not stuck in the middle of all these hostilities? I mean, what's to keep that from happening? Do we always have to fight? And can't we show some modicum of self-restraint?
Hey, you okay?
Yeah.
Gordon was just here.
What do you want?
Oh, checking in on the kids. Heard your coughing, thought you might be coming down with pneumonia or something. But you know what? He's right. We really should try and get some sleep.
Yeah.
So I got my coat out for you.
Oh.
Because I know that you won't be allergic to this. And it looks good on you, too.
Thanks. Thorne?
Yeah?
You know what you were saying earlier about making memories? Well, if anything happened to either one of us, and if this turned out to be the last concert that we ever gave together, I mean, I'd want you to look back on this and feel really good about it.
I think you can count on that. Because this ranks right up there with being born. Getting married, just about anything wonderful that's ever happened to my life. But hey, you're gonna be fine, you know why?
Why?
Because I'm not gonna let you leave my side. You walk off that plane and a bus hits you, it's gonna hit me too. Because we're a team now, Mace. Nothing separates us, not now. So you just close those beautiful eyes of yours. And let's try to get some Z's. I want you to dream about tomorrow night. Our crowning achievement. Biggest day of our lives. Well, the second biggest day of our life. Mine, anyway. The biggest day was when I stood next to you and said those vows. And I know that sounds kind of corny, but I kind of think of this as our second honeymoon. except our parents are here.
Thank you, Thorne.
Thank you, Macy.
I sure hope I come through for you tomorrow night.
You will. You're the best. They are gonna love us. It's gonna be a night we're never gonna forget.